Yesterday I said I was going to check out some TED Talks and build that habit back up again, something I'd planned on doing beginning of the year in line with these videos, and I was going to sort of review some of them, the ones that I watched. And I said at the end of the video yesterday that because I kind of struggled to really take big significant actions over the course of the weekend towards my speaking goals. I figured that I would set up and start watching some TED Talks so I could come back and report in about what I learned. And in the course of doing that, confession, didn't actually watch any TED Talks, but what I did do, I actually ended up going down a bit of a rabbit hole. The first thing I did, I did create a playlist of some TED Talks that I want to watch. That's really important to me because if I get up in the morning and think, right, I said I was going to watch a TED Talk, which one should I watch? Then it just won't happen. Whereas if I've got a playlist, something I just go, the next one, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, it's very easy to me because all the obstacles have been taken away. The computer's there, I just open it up, headphones in, and crack on with whatever the next talk is. So that's fine. Kind of looking forward to that. And any new talks that come my way, I'll just stick onto the playlist. Once I've watched one, I'll take it off. I'll kind of come back to that in a second because there's something. In fact, I'll cover that off now. I'll talk about the other thing in a second as well. Otherwise, I'll forget to come back to it. But one thing that did strike me was that I don't want to just watch a TED Talk and think, "Wow, wasn't that interesting?" I want to sort of watch them and see what I can learn from them, not just in the content, but in the delivery, the style, some specific things to look out for. So I want to. One of the things that I know that I want to work on more than anything is weaving stories into presentation so it keeps coming back. I've seen really good comedians do this. I've seen some of the best motivational speakers do this, and it's something I've tried to do in the past, but I find it doesn't come naturally to me. So I figured, well, there's probably a system, it's probably a skill that can be learned. So I'm going to watch some of these videos, some of these TED Talks, and I'm going to listen out for and look out for the way these presenters do it. And I'm going to make some notes as I go through and see if there's anything that sort of jumps out at me as similarities, sort of consistent things that everybody's doing that I could then model and do myself. That's my strategy for these TED Talks, not just to watch and think, wow, wasn't that amazing, wasn't that interesting, but to actually take something specific away. So that's one specific thing. Another specific thing I'm really keen on finding more about is, or seeing how people do it, is the opening. You know, what are some of the kind of the classic opening strategies? I know that they won't all be relevant or applicable to me and the things that I want to talk about and do, but even so, I still want to get some more ideas as to how to open. I'm still at a loss as to how to best open these videos. Even it's like I even did a post on that a while ago, talking about how, called the opening. Should I have the same thing each time? Should I just dive straight in like I did today? Should I say, "Hey, it's George. How you going?" I just feel once I'm into it, I'm okay. But the same with the talk. Like the opening needs to have a bit of punch, a bit of impact. Because once I've done that, then I'm good to go. So that's kind of as a bit of an aside there. So the other thing was this rabbit hole I ended up going down, which was I started looking at TEDx, and I know that there's one in Oxford and an Oxbridge one and one in Aylesbury. There never seems to be a huge amount of information about them until they're kind of about to happen. And funnily enough, the one in Oxford is it's either today or tomorrow. In fact, it might be tomorrow. And I'm not going to be able to get to it, which is a shame because I'd quite like to have gone. And I even know one of the speakers, Krish. He's speaking. And part of me kind of thinks, well, I'd really like to do a TED Talk. I have applied a couple of years ago. I applied to, I think, the Oxbridge one. But what I wanted to talk about didn't really fit with what they were after for their kind of theme for the day, for the event. Which is fine, but let's start looking into, wow, I wonder what it would be. I wonder what the possibilities of actually starting my own TEDx conference would be. How do you go about setting up a TEDx? How do you start one of these? And I ended up reading all about the licensing, the arrangements with branding, what you can do, what you can't do. Turns out if you organize an event, you can't speak at it. So that's, that wouldn't take me any closer to being a TEDx speaker. So maybe a lot of work. It does say there's a lot of work. All the ones I've seen have got committees, lots of different people. And I'm not actually, one of my skill sets isn't organization, unfortunately. Well, it just is what it is. But I'm still kind of I'm intrigued. Maybe this is still something that I could do, and I could pull together. Thinking, you have to do it in the town, and like I would do it here in Tame. You have to live in the town that you do it in. So I need to do it here, Tame, and look for local speakers and not local speakers, and attract an audience. I think a maximum of 100 people you're allowed to a TEDx event, unless you've been to a proper TED talk, and I haven't even been to a TEDx event, so I'm thinking, well, I'll need to do that first. So all these kind of things going on in my mind, and I've been mind mapping and brain dumping and thinking of, I could do this, I could do that, and I haven't thrown it out just because it would mean I couldn't speak at it, and I'm not hell bent on becoming a TED speaker anyway. I'm not that fussed about it, I think there's a lot of pressure to come up with something really special, really unique, to deliver in a TED talk, and I think I probably could, but trying to fit it into somebody else's agenda, fit it into somebody else's theme, is what I struggled with previously, and I didn't get past the initial stages there. So it probably is something I will look at for Oxford next year. But this idea of doing my own one, yeah, I was intrigued by it. So I've got some ideas that might kind of spin off the back of that. Anyway, sorry, low battery. I'll finish this up. Yeah, so a TED kind of day today, and I think tomorrow I will make sure that I watch my first TEDx. It's been probably a couple of weeks since I watched one, but in terms of the habit forming TEDx talk, watching first thing in the morning, get up, blast through a TED talk, and notice some specific things about them, in particular the storytelling, the opening, and yeah, they were the main two things: storytelling and opening. Cool, right? That's me done. Speak soon.